Okay, so cruising right along, moving into 4.5. Still basically doing exactly what we've been doing as far as solving equations, only now we're focusing on an inequality, so greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. Still looking now at the variable being on either side of the inequality. So remember, solving inequalities is exactly the same as we've been solving equations. There's just one huge difference, and that is if you multiply or divide by a negative, you must flip the sign. So again, you are taking your own notes today, so get the title written down, the learning target, and then also make sure you write this down, because this is the big difference between solving an equation and an inequality, is when we multiply or divide by a negative, we must flip that sign. Everything else is the exact same though, so it's kind of a lot more review. So let's get started. We're going to be solving the inequalities for the given variable. So again, I want to look on the left side, can I simplify? Right side, can I simplify? If I can, I want to make sure that I condense everything to make the problem in general easier and less messy. So if we look here, we have a variable on either side. So again, the goal, get the variable on one side, constants, just those numbers to the other. Several different ways that we can start this problem. I'm just giving you one approach. So I'm going to start by subtracting 8 from both sides. So 8 minus 8 is 0. I bring down what is left. So negative 6x is less than or equal to negative 4x. And then I have 12 minus 8, which is a positive 4. So I got my constant, my number to the right, so let's get the variable to the left. So I can add 4x to both sides. So then, notice how I always line up my like terms as well. That keeps me from getting confused. Negative 6x plus 4x is negative 2x. Is less than or equal to, that's 0, 4. Get x by itself, so it's negative 2 times x, so I divide. So here's the huge thing that I have to do. We're dividing by a negative, so what happens to that sign? It flips. So x is greater than or equal to negative 2. So x is greater than or equal to negative 2, meaning if I pick negative 2 or any number bigger than negative 2 and plug it in, it will make the inequality true. The left side would be less than or equal to the right side. All right, let's look at the next one. 2y minus 18 is less than negative y minus 12. This one I'm going to start by adding y to both sides. Again, I've already looked. Left side, I can't condense it or simplify it. Can't combine anything on the right side. So now I know my goal is get the variable to one side, number to the other. So remember, that's a 1. So 2 plus 1, so we have 3y minus 18 is less than. That was 0, but I still have this minus 12. So I've got my variable to the left, which means my constants, which are just the numbers, remember, need to go to the right. So how do I do that? I need to add 18 because this is minus 18. So 3y is what's left. Negative 18 plus 18 is 0. Is less than negative 12 plus 18 is 6. What do I do to get y by itself? Divide by 3. Do I flip the sign? No, because I'm dividing by a positive number. So y is less than 2. So now if I pick any number less than 2, so it can't be 2 because it's not equal to, but if it's like 1.999999999, 0, negative 15, if I plug that in for y, it's going to make the inequality true. The left side will be less than the right side. All right, looking at this one, 14 minus 4n is greater than 29 plus 6n. So maybe take a minute, stop the video, and see if you can solve this one on your own, and then come back and check to see if you get it correct. Okay, so again, left side, can I combine any like terms? No. Can I combine any like terms? No. So now, goal, variable to one side, constants to the other. So with this one, I don't know, maybe I'll start with subtracting 14. Again, lots of different ways to even get this problem started. Negative 14 plus 14 is 0, so I'm left with negative 4n. I just bring down exactly what is left, so realize that this negative sign is with the 4, so it must stay with the 4. Greater than 29 minus 14 is 15 plus 6n. Okay, so I've got my constant to the right, which means the variables need to go to the left. So go ahead and move this 6 in. I need to subtract it because I was adding it. I need that to be a 0. So negative 4n minus 6n is negative 10n. It's greater than 15 plus 0. So what do I do to both sides? Divide by negative 10. Uh-oh, don't forget. One big difference, I'm dividing by a negative 10, so what happens to this sign? It's got to flip. So I have n, negative 10 divided by negative 10 is 1. It's greater than negative 15 over 10. But realize this can reduce. So what goes into both 15 and 10? 5. So negative 15 divided by 5 is negative 3. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So n must be less than negative 3.5 or negative 1.5. So that's what would make the inequality true. So remember, this is a solution set. There's more than one number that would make the inequality true, whereas with an equation, there's one exact value that will make the equation true. So this is a solution set because there are multiple solutions. Anything less than negative 1.5 would be a solution to this inequality. All right, so we've also been looking at equations, solving equations using the distributive property. So we're just going to still build on that. We do the exact same thing with inequalities. We follow the exact same steps. So again, I want to look at the left side. Can I simplify it? Yes, I can. The right side, can I? No. So let's focus on the left side. So I have 9 minus 4 times the quantity of x plus 2. So remember, multiplication comes before addition or subtraction. So I do not want to do 9 minus 4. I want to take this negative 4 and distribute it. So what I first want to do, though, this 9, I'm not doing anything with it yet. So go ahead and bring it down. Keep everything nice and neat and right, everything nice and neat in order, just like I do, because you don't want to get scattered all over the place. It makes it hard, it makes it messy, it makes it confusing. Okay, negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times 2 is a negative 8, and then everything else is the same. So I continue to look. Can I continue to simplify the left side? Yes, I have like terms. I have a 9 and a negative 8. So 9 minus 8 is just 1. So I have negative 4x. 9 minus 8 is 1. It's a positive 1, so plus 1 is less than 10x. So let's see what happened here. I've got the constant on one side. That means I got to get the variable on the other side. So since the constant is on the left, I want to move the variable over to the right. So I need to add 4x to negative 4x to make that 0. Whatever I do to the left, I must do to the right. So bring down what's left. 1 is less than 10 plus 4, so that's 14x. What do I do to get x by itself? It's 14 times x, so I need to divide by 14. Because 14 divided by 4 is 1, and 1 times x is just x. So 1/14 is less than x. If you like it such that the variable is on the left side, make sure with an inequality you have the inequality sign facing the correct direction. If you say, hey, I'm going to put my variable on the left side. So if that happens, if you're one of those people that likes that, and I do, x is going to be greater than 1/14. Make sure everything is still facing the correct direction. So see how it's pointed at 1/14? It's still pointed at 1/14. So yes, 1/14 is less than x, but x is greater than 1/14. So these are equivalent. These mean the same thing. Just make sure you're very careful if you switch which side x is on. So I cannot stress how important it is to pay attention to, paying close attention to where that inequality is. Make sure that it's still how you solved it and what you solved for. All right, so here's your homework for tonight. You're going to solve each of these inequalities. You're going to bring it to class on Monday, and I will check them and we will go over them. All right, see you Monday.